Smudge, Poppy, smudge. But yes, we are getting ready here for the winner's match. Oh boy, I'm curious to see what Dolan has planned for Solar.
Pity Zane can't defend things just with Chrono Boost, am I right?
The balanced wine comes out. Oh my God. Asher, he's dead, Poppy. He doesn't have a house anymore. He's on the street.
He's gonna defend this with orbitals, lol. As here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of the map. It is our Korean Zerg for Onside Gaming. This is Solar.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the American Terran player. He just took down Zane 2-1. Representing the CranKy Ducklings, it is Dolan. Oh boy, and you were kind of touching on it, and that's the thing that's a bit of a shame here about certain matchups. I feel like Dolan has a lot of crazy and special builds for Terran and especially for Protoss, but here against Zerg, I feel like Terran is a little bit more limited in their flexibility in what kind of crazy builds they want to be going for.
Yeah, I mean, jokes aside, there's not really that many options in terms of cheese against Zerg. There's proxy Raxes, but against a player of Solar's caliber, it's going to be extremely hard. I mean, Solar's been getting proxy Raxed by the likes of Dream and Maru for years.
And he still dies to them, to be fair. Like, as you were saying that, I got a flashback. We've casted it before where I think Dream goes for like a proxy 2 Rax. And Solar just dies. Sorry, it was Cure, like in an ESL Open Cup. So like they can work, don't get me wrong, but like Solar, he even scouts the M. You know, he knows like the positions, he knows the threat that he is under, and yeah, he's not going to be done dirty this game. And to be fair, Dolan doesn't go for a proxy.
Yeah, so not going to offer the proxy. Yeah, it does scout that M where it's very popular to put the proxy Raxes. But it looks like Dolan just going to be opening standard for the start of this game. I mean, does he just play 3cc Banshee? That'd be kind of sick.
That'd be insane. I would have to rename him Luna C. If he goes 3cc Banshee against Solar of all people, that'd be crazy. But here we go. The first Reaper is coming across the map just to get a little bit of eyes on that worker count. Just chip away at the army, you know, a little bit of a skill check here. He has to be careful not to lose his Reaper though, as tries to get that drone. Oh.
Yeah, good damage on the drone. Forces a Spore Trick as well. Solar just getting a little bit fancy with the Lings as well. This Reaper in a tiny bit of trouble here.
Oh my god. What? The Reaper skirted the edge.
Oh, you think I shouldn't have got out there?
Yeah, it skirted the edge of the range of that queen and it gets out. I was like, oh my god. Solar, please.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable, Poppy. But there is never a punish for the Reaper.
In fact, Solar just going to be throwing down that light creep tumor nice and close to his hatchery.
Yeah.
As back at home, Dolan going to be going for his starport, going for that tech lab as well. He did go for a double gas build here, so definitely the potential to go for a bit of a hellbat all in here. I think that could be on the menu. Otherwise, it does look like 2cc Banshee so far.
Yeah, he goes for the 1-1-1. He's going for the add-on swap as well for that Banshee. It's Dolan, so I wouldn't rule out a Raven completely. But we shall see as there we go. The Banshee is upon us.
Yeah, we got that Banshee on the way. No cloak being started up just yet. Rather interesting.
Oh, he cancels.
I'm looking around for like SCVs on the map or something like that, but no Overlord Scout here, so if there are any mind games planned here, it's not going to work right now, unfortunately.
I mean, we do see the Banshee was canceled for a Liberator instead, so I appreciate that. Man, he's doing the Chappie special. This is what Chappie did to me. Do you remember? It's like, there's just no reason not to make a lib. Oh my god.
And it doesn't really matter if you make the extra tech lab. Like, you have a tech lab just sitting there anyway.
Let's go. We do see the Overlord dipping on in, and the Overlord should be able to confirm the lack of cloak and the Liberator itself coming out. So very nice timing on this Overlord.
Yeah, perfect timing coming out from Solar. Is going to be probably losing this Overlord as well, but meanwhile for Dolan, just seeing a pretty standard 2cc coming out, is going to be making the full 8 Hellions as well. So yeah, this is looking pretty standard so far.
Yeah, we've got our 8 Hellions, we've got our Liberator, of course. The way this works is the Hellion's going to look for a way to dive in while the Queens are distracted, or vice versa. Regardless, one of these, either the Hellions or the Liberators are looking to deal damage. The Queens do keep up with the rotation of these Hellions, though. There are more than enough here in position.
Yeah, Solar's gone really light on spores here as well. Pretty interesting. Definitely feeling very confident in this situation.
Yeah, and so far so good. Despite the lack of spores, he does not lose anything to this Liberator other than a little bit of lost mining time. We do see the Hellions trying to rotate over towards the left-hand side instead. Also going to be confirming the lack of third or fourth base in this position, as Liberator, takes a lot of hits here in the main.
Yeah, Dolan just going to throw down that scan as well. Unfortunately, doesn't get eyes on the Ling count. I think if he knew how few Lings there are here for Solar, he might actually be able to go for this dive with the Hellions, but he's just playing it safe, which is very understandable.
Okay, he does end up running into those things as well. Gets one volley off the Queens. Are having a bit of a hard time keeping up, but Dolan doesn't commit. He will back off in the end. We see another wave of Lings on the way for Solar, so he recognizes that he's maybe a little bit vulnerable, doesn't want to get caught out, doesn't want to lose too much of anything against these Reapers.
Yeah, Dolan sees that he's light on Lings and does get a little bit more aggressive here, but the Queens are doing a great job of zoning him out.
Yeah, the zoning is good. Solar has been able to get fully saturated here on 3 bases. His 4th is going to be on the way. We have our Lair, we have 1-1, we have Baneling Speed, and our Macro Hatch. So Solar, his early to mid game has looked pretty solid. He did lose 1 drone, I think, to that Liberator. So, you know, he did take a little bit of damage here, but other than that, his creep hasn't been really slowed down at all.
Yeah, this is kind of a problem. 2cc generally is thought of as a build where you're feeling stronger than your opponent because you have to get damage. So 3cc, while it does seem like a little bit more risky against someone better than you because you're going into a later game, 2cc build like this, you do have to get damage. You can see just how far behind him Workers Dolan is right now, despite not really losing anything.
Yeah, exactly, and he's just being outpaced and out-macroed as we speak. We do see a bit of a scan here, a lot of creep tumors being cleaned up, but the Queens are here just to re-creep immediately as well, and Dolan just hasn't really been able to find a way in. He does have a couple of medevacs. If he wanted to, he could maybe even try and drop into the main base, maybe even look to deny this fresh hatchery of Solar.
Yeah, he's just poking back and forth, trying to get whatever damage he can on the creep. Does see the Banelings with his scan as well as we do have a big Ling run by getting in for Solar. Beautifully timed here.
Oh my god, 2 tanks go down immediately here for Dolan. Could we even see a 3rd tank going down? Instead, we see SCVs. These Lings are just getting so much damage done.
Yeah, there we go. They're finally cleaned up. Actually, only 6 workers going down. So not too bad there for Dolan. Does lose a tank, which does take away from his push later on, but really not the best trades ever by Solar. He does still have enough Banes to stop Dolan going for this push, though.
Yeah, I thought a couple more SCVs would go down, but it looks like with Baneling Speed finishing up, yeah, Solar has more than enough to just shut down these Hellbats.
Ooh. Yeah, the Lingbane micro for Solar is just too strong, and he absolutely shuts this push down with pretty minimal losses.
Yeah, exactly. I was quickly checking earlier, and he did lose 63 Lings for getting 2 tanks and those 6 SCVs. So, as you were saying, it was a little bit wasteful there from Solar, but he makes up for it in that follow-up push. He does get his 4th and 5th base up and running. We have an infestation, but we already have a hive on the way as well. So Solar's looking pretty comfortable here. And, oh god, once again, he's going for another run by.
Yeah, this creep spread is absolutely out of control. Dolan's supplier is in the gutter, honestly. This is such a rough position. He's throwing down his extra 3 Raxes only just now for his A-Rax all in. And doing an A-Rax with no momentum is very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. And especially the Lings, they get into the main base, they scout and confirm the additional Raxes that are on the way. They confirm the lack of CC. Lings are going to be cleaned up, but against Solar, at this point, knows that he just has to make nothing but army. He's already got 86 drones.
Yeah, he has every drone that he's going to need for the rest of the game. Dolan stopping on 60 workers as is normal with this 8 Rax build, but everything is just behind schedule because of how the early game has gone.
Yeah, it really is. And by the time the push moves out, we're going to have Lings, we're going to have Banelings, we're going to have Hydras as well. Since the Hive is finishing up, we're going to be seeing Adrenal Glands, maybe even a Lurker Den. And Solar just has so much time as well to tech up just because of this creep spread, just because it's literally just about touching the bases of Dolan.
And the creep is absolutely insane. This kind of looks like Solar's just gone into an empty map and just practiced seeing how fast you could cover the entire map in creep. And this is crazy. This is something that we do see a lot with Solar, but here we go. You're going to be taking this first fight against the units of Dolan, and this Ling Bane count is absolutely nuts.
It's insane.
This is a huge army.
It's actually insane, mate. And we even have the Go base being taken by Solar. We have Vipers on the way, which means that even defensively, tanks aren't going to be able to cut it here for Dolan. He's, as you were saying before, he's been on a timer and time is running out.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even maxed yet, and Solar's taken the entire map.
Yeah, the map has been taken. We do see a lot of creep rumors being cleaned up here, so it's going to be a little bit easier for Dolan to maybe engage and move out later on. It doesn't lose anything either, any of his Marines. 3-3 is on the way, which is great and all, but again, Solar is now maxed, and soon he's going to feel confident enough to try and push into these bases.
Yeah, he's got Adrenal on the way. He has the Ultra Cavern on the way as well. Against these 8 racks pushes, once that Hive Tech unit kicks in, that is pretty much the end of things. And Dolan's just got to go right now, but all he can really do so far is clear creep. I mean, even this creep is taking a while to get through.
Oh my, there's so much of it. I've never seen Marines struggle to clear creep because there's so many tumors. A lot of tumors are going down. Solar, he's just being very patient with his engage. Doesn't want to overcommit too early here. Really respecting Dolan's army.
There we go. This Ling's going to be absolutely swarming over these units. We do have Vipers already throwing down Blinding Clouds. So many of these tanks are out of the fight. The Banelings are just charging straight on through, and what is there to stop them?
Nothing, Bobby, nothing. The tanks go down. There are no Widowmines either. The Marines are struggling to hold on. The Banelings are peeled off to deal with that mineral line as well. And Dolan barely does force Solar back. But what's left, Bobby? What's left?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen this before, but I've seen this in my ladder games many times. This is a familiar sight here. This is just what TVCs look like.
I've only ever seen this on streams. I've never seen this in my games, Bobby.
This is just like the Diamond Terran player forum complaint where it's like the Zerg takes the entire map. They have 1 billion Lings and Banes. There's bases everywhere. I can't get off my third base. Creepers at my doorstep. It's coming true right now.
Not like this. It is coming true here for Dolan. Here we go. One final push from Solar. He has been able to remax this time, not just with Ling Bane, but also with Ultras. Once again, the tanks doing a pulling. The bio does pull back quite a bit here, but even that is not enough.
Yeah, good trades with the Ling Bane, but just couldn't break through the Ultras. And I mean, Solar could make 10 more waves of this. GG is called. Solar takes map 1.
GG. In a more straight up game, Solar does clearly show that he is the dominant force here in this group. But it's Cosmic Sapphire. Like, if we're not proxy raxing, like, there's nothing else crazy we can do. You were theorizing maybe like a Hellbat push or something along those lines, but yeah, Dolan wanted to play a little bit more straight up, wanted to open up with that 2cc 1-1-1. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting for sure. A little bit unfortunate not to get damage with the 8 Hellions there. I have to wonder what maps got vetoed if we get Data C and Cosmic.
Yeah, I wonder. Like, yeah, I'm
I guess he vetoes. Tropical? He has to have vetoed one of the smaller maps. Yeah, Tropical and Stargazers, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But that's his map, though. Does he not want to play on Stargazers?
He's fallen out with Stargazers.
Oh, no. Not like this. We need a Patty Mac drama stream. He was streaming, I think, earlier today or yesterday. And I think the Twitch title was, like, revealing all about Atlanta or something.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Oh, God.
As here we do have spawning up in the top right-hand corner, our Korean Zerg in the red, playing for Team Onside. This is Solar.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of data under the sea, we have the American Terran player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan. Now, I have seen Dolan in a couple of TVZs before, and to my disdain, he can play
BC enjoyer.
He's a mech BC into mech enjoyer, Bobby. I've seen him do that.
Yeah. It's the only way. This map against Solar, like, what else are you gonna do? Honestly,
God. No, not like
100%. Like, I have zero doubt in my mind that's what's gonna happen this game.
Yeah, I remember casting him in the, I think it was the North American Atlantic qualifiers against Namshar. He did it on Moondance. He went BC into mech with some decent success, not gonna lie. But alas, how will that fare against Solar? Will he do it on Data C? There's definitely some great aspects of this map to help you turtle up and help you give you a defensive boost to your mech. But we'll see.
We will see, as it does look like Solar not going to be going for a pull first or anything. Not too worried about the proxy racks of Dolan on this map. He's been quite cautious with his Overlord pass as well, so we'll have that all covered. Has thought of that, as we do see Dolan just going for his expand and everything looking pretty normal so far.
Yeah, his SCV is coming across the map just to get an eye on the opener of Solar. Gonna recognize and confirm that it's not going to be a pull first opener.
Yeah, Solar being very greedy here is actually going to be cutting gas super early and going for a very fast third. So it looks like Solar is looking to delay his link speed by quite a lot, feeling very confident against Dolan.
Oh, exactly. As the third base gets thrown down here, the Reaper wasn't able to get here in time because of how quickly this was. And yeah, just a little bit of a greedy mood from Solar. I mean, well, I don't know if you saw from Dolan, he actually ended up canceling his reactor and rebuilding it. I don't know if that was intentional, but yeah, that did also happen.
Could be possible he was worried about a pull first. Maybe he saw something that gave him the impression it was a pull first and he was mistaken. But yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate slip up there.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. Just going to delay a couple things at the same time. Reaper does slip into the main base and he's going to be able to get a full scout off.
Yeah, you should be able to just click on that gas and realize that only 100 gas have been mined and the ling and the pool is wiggling, so pretty much nothing else can be going on here. So we do see that third going up as well. So Dolan going to be going for that add-on switch, going for a 3cc as well. I think this is a great choice on this map. I would have liked to see him go for it on the last map as well.
Yeah,
and we do see a third. Oh, he doesn't go for the third gas. I'm not just seeing things, right? He was about to go for that. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so this is a BC build.
I was about to say that we don't see a tech lab for an add-on switch here, which means this is more likely to be BCs. We were talking about the potential for BC mech on Data C. I think Dolan, he heard us, mate. He heard us stream.
Yeah, so this third gas, 100% BCs. There we go. We see the SCV in position to throw down that fusion core. Will we be seeing a Viking as well, or is Dolan just going to maximum greed his way into this?
We shall see. Solar's Overlord is poised to go into the main base. We have 2 Marines in position to try and deny the scouts. But I think because of the angle and because of the positioning of the Marines, it looks like Solar should be able to get eyes on this. As he skirts the edge. He doesn't go in yet.
Yeah, there we go. Just going to be looking around for a nice angle to come in with this Overlord. Seeing these 2 add-ons building is definitely a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, like if you see a building tech lab here on the starport, like it's gotta be BCs at this point. He's gonna be able to go in a little bit further to confirm. At the same time, Lings try to slip into the natural, but Hellions are in position and the Lings do go down.
Yeah, having a look at the vision of Solar, doesn't get view there, but does see. He hasn't seen all 3 gases, so he doesn't have enough to piece together that it's 100% BC, but as you were saying, the tech lab's a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, definitely. So he's got pieces of the puzzle. We'll see if he can put it all together here. He's just making more drones, getting queens up and running. Lair is going to be on the way, and a 4th hatchery, but no spores yet though. So I do worry a little bit. Oh my god, drone is being Solar's being giga greedy right now, just droning heavily.
Yeah, a lot of extra gas is going down, so this is definitely going to be going into Spire here to help deal with the play. I think he's going to do mutas to deal with this. This is a cool response.
Yeah, mutas, especially in high enough numbers, can overwhelm and counterattack immediately. So a lot of gas being taken here from Solar. Spores are being thrown down as well. Looks like he has been able to piece together what is going on, and he's getting ready to respond. There it is. There's a Spire.
There we go. The first BC goes in. So Dolan, actually, this is great for him. He's not going for mech. He's actually going for a single BC into most likely an 8 rack. So this has been a build that's been very popular in the meta lately. We don't see it super often just because once you show it, it's very counterable, but it's a good little snipe build that we've seen players like Clem going for.
Yeah, we'll see if he is able to find success with this. The first BC does get into the main base. A couple of drones are being focused at one after the other. 4 or 5 drones going down already here. And the Queens were a little bit late to respond. They were over at the 3rd instead.
Yeah, I love the way that Solo was dancing those drones back and forth, just making sure that the Spore and the Queen get maximum damage on that BC. So he's going to be losing a few drones, but he can be very comfortable to drone straight on back up. And he's been quite safe with how late he's gotten his 4th as well.
Definitely, but not bad damage whatsoever. This BC got 10 drone kills. That's quite impressive. Does survive, can get the hell out of there, but I'm curious what the resources will be spent with. There we go. Solar, he does make 5 mutas.
Yeah, so here come those mutas. Does have 1-1 on the way as well. So this is really nice. I think this is the intended response for Dolan here, because if he is after all going 8 racks, which there we go, the 3 more racks are going down, this is designed to help attack a Zerg that's being a little bit greedy as a mech response.
Yeah, we'll see if Dolan can hit this kind of timing while he has this build hidden. Solar, he's very much so in the dark. Looking at his vision, he wasn't able to confirm anything else. He did see 1 additional Rax, I guess. We do see 1-1 on the way and a little bit of Ling Bane, but the mutas are looking to slip into the main base, and Dolan isn't really ready for this. He's moving out.
Yeah, he is moving out as these mutas come in, so a little bit of an unfortunate timing, but definitely doesn't want to turn back. 80 drones, 85 drones and mutas. This is the perfect situation for ARAX. This is exactly the response you want.
Yeah, but he's being forced all in right now. We do see him trying to keep this turret up and running here, and Ling Bane is being made back at home. Dolan has to deal damage with this push.
Yeah, it is all going to come down to the micro of the front push, and he just has to send it right now. He's going to be able to send that BC forward as well, just to get a little bit of scouting as he starts to set up his Hellbats and his tanks. Nice little scan going down, getting good vision. As for Solar, he just wants to make as many Banes as he can right now.
Yeah, it feels like Dolan's pretty committed. He's pretty all in with this push right now. He's down to 47 workers. He's pushing on up this ramp, but Ling Bane, there's just so much of it. And here we go. Solar, he pulls the trigger.
Yeah, Solar going to be jumping straight on top of this. Not really enough tanks to help focus down the Banes. The splits are very good coming out from Dolan, but this is just not enough to deal with the army of Solar. The macro has just been too good from him, and this has been completely shut down.
Yeah, exactly. And again, the macro of Dolan was disturbed because of those mutas. The follow-up, the reinforcements were a little bit too late. Banelings, they crashed. Ooh. The splits weren't there.
Yeah, great connections there, and Solar takes a comfortable 2-0 over Dolan.
GG, well played. I loved the overall plan for Dolan here on Data C. It did make a lot of sense as it was coming together, but alas, it was still not enough to overcome Solar, as he is one of the best Zerg players in the world.
Yeah, 100%, and he did show just the quality of his play as well. You can see some of the things that make it very difficult to go up against a Zerg that has that much of a skill advantage over you. Mostly just that creep. The creep was everywhere.
Oh yeah. The creep was all over the place, and that really did slow down Dolan. Did force him to maybe go for an angle, for a bit, maybe a little bit of a longer angle across the map as well to get there. So yeah, just really well played there by Solar, especially game number 1. Game number 1 was dominant. It wasn't even close. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, both games very well handled. Little bit of blood there shed by Dolan. Does get some damage with his BC and keeps it alive as well, which is very important for that build, but it just looks like Solar just a little bit too fast in every regard.
Yeah, just a little bit. And now we are moving on to the decider match, the final match here of Group E. It is going to be a rematch, actually, between Zane and Dolan.